basically, I started out my career on, I would say, not even as a journalist. I started, I was a scientist, and I dropped out of that career. I was doing a PhD in molecular biology, and I dropped out of that career because I realized this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Okay, so I dropped out of that. I did a course in journalism, because I love writing, and that was probably my first love. So I went back to that and did a course in journalism. Then this was before the internet. This was in 2000, in 1996 or so. And then when the internet came to India in 2001, I basically took my thing online, because I had become a mom and I didn't want to leave my kid and go, work in an office and all. I had absolutely no desire to do that. And since the internet was there, I said, let me see what I could do with this. Started publishing online. I published my first online magazine called Making India Green, which was an environmental website because I was writing for environmental publications and all at that time. So I started out with that. Then once you have a website, you have to do a whole bunch of other things to promote it, right? Even back then, back then there wasn't a Google also. The Google came in later, and so there was all these old search engines, Alta Vista, Yahoo, and all that stuff, and we had to learn how to promote your website using all these very ancient methods. So there was no such thing as digital marketing and all that stuff. I learned basically got my started learning how to do it through that medium. And then later on, when blogs came in, adopted all those technologies, social media came in, adopted that, and that's how I learned to make a living online, basically by publishing. And then I started getting requests from other people to help them publish their blogs and help them market their services online. And that's how I basically started my online career. Yeah, okay. So Nari.com is a publication and online magazine for women. I started it in 2007 because at that point of time I had lost my husband in 2006. He passed away of a sudden heart attack, and I realized that I had to go through a lot of healing and a lot of grief, and in order to move on with my life. And I wanted to share that process with other women. The process of healing and going through all those healing modalities, learning to empower myself, learning to get back on my feet. I started sharing all those things in my blogs. So Nari.com became the medium for me to share those things and for me to get other women on board to write about their journeys. I started featuring women entrepreneurs, women achievers on the portal. This was quite long ago. So I've been publishing it on and off. It's only the last few years that I've become really serious about it. And so we welcome other women to write for Nari.com, but as guest authors, because right now we don't have what do you say, we don't compensate people for guest blogging. We do have a couple of writers on board, but we don't compensate for guest blogging. But we welcome people to write about their own journeys. The only thing is that we are very particular about content. We have quite a stringent what do you say, standards for content on Nadi.com, which is why our content is really good and it gets ranked in Google. And we are kind of we get a lot of traffic also because of that. So, but I wanted to basically grow Nari.com as a not just as a online magazine, also as an education portal. So I have a website called Nari Academy, where I have a whole bunch of online courses that women can come and take. Many of them are free courses. There's a work from home course because I truly believe that we got that is one of the highest requests on Nari.com. We got the for information on working from home. So I said, let me create a course for women to help women work from home. So I did that. I created a course. I created an ebook on Kindle, and I put them all up out there and made them available to people who want to learn how to work from home. So we have all these courses working from home. We have free courses on how to build your own website or start blogging or start earning money online, brand yourself online, a whole bunch of courses. Many of them are free. So, and online tutoring, there's a free online tutoring course. So women can just come to nariacademy.com and sign up for those courses and learn how to work from home, because I'm very passionate about helping women become financially independent. And most of them, many of them are mothers. They can't leave their kids for whatever reason, as you very very well know. It's very difficult for a lot of moms. So, and I completely understand that because I went through the same thing myself. So I want to support women in their endeavor to stay at home and with their kids, as well as earn some money from home and make a living, make a living. And many women are doing that today. There's no reason why we should have to commute and go through that arduous thing of going to an office and all. Remote work is becoming more popular. So I'm a big huge advocate of remote work as well. And I want to help women become financially independent. And the emotional independence thing comes because I feel that your mindset really matters when it comes to taking any decision in your life. When it comes to maybe facing people who are not supportive in your home, maybe face a lot of women have abusive situations in their homes. So when it comes to helping them become financially and emotionally independent, emotional independence is about learning how to take your own decisions and taking the right decisions for yourself, and your children. So if you're in a situation where which is a very disempowering situation, you can choose the best way out for you, that it's like that. And I wrote a book also about it. I wrote a book based on whatever I've learned, called Devi to Diva, to help women reach that, take emotional self-care. It's an emotional self-care book for women, to help them start take putting themselves first, and learning how to deal with their emotions, how to let go of the past, how to move on, and start expressing themselves fully, deal with all the traumatic situations in their life. So I wrote that book for that reason. And I believe you need both. You need emotional as well as financial independence. You can't have one without the other, because even there are a lot of women who are financially independent, who are working, but in an abusive situation at home, and they don't leave it because that emotional, it's like that elephant who has a rope tied around its leg. It won't leave because it doesn't know that it has a choice to leave, or it doesn't feel like it can survive on its own, or it doesn't know that that rope can break, that kind of thing. So it's just a mindset thing. And we besides the financial independence, we also need to help them change their mindset, and to learn how to empower themselves emotionally, and mentally, get the mindset change. Exactly. I mean, I think that is the biggest stumbling block, or the biggest hurdle, if you want to call it, that women have to overcome. The fact that they want to do it and they need to do it, for themselves, as well as their family. And so many of them are trapped in that situation where they don't take a decision, because they feel that they don't know, they're confused, and they don't know whether to rely on other people, or to claim their own independence and stuff like that. So those are the things that I'm trying to help them, overcome, with all the content and stuff that we publish. Yeah, self pity, I know it's a very easy to go into that victim mindset, the victim mode, and feel sorry for yourself and feel like you can't do anything. But I mean, that is a way also of not of avoiding responsibility, avoiding taking responsibility. So I believe that the first thing we need to do is start taking responsibility for your life. The I mean, you can either create your life by default. That means let other people create your life for you, in which case you have no say in where your life is going, right? Everyone else is telling you, like Indian women are brought up with either their fathers telling them what to do, or their husbands telling them what to do, or some male in the house telling them what to do. So they don't have any agency to control their own life. Many of them feel that way. That's not actually true. If you I mean, the fact is that we give away responsibility, we abandon ourselves. It's called self abandonment. We abandon our emotions, we abandon ourselves, we allow other people to be responsible for us. And that is not doing yourself any good. It's not doing anyone else also any good. The first thing to do is take responsibility for your own life, and be I mean and take responsibility for what you have created in your life. Take ownership of what you have created in your life, because whatever you have in your life today is because of your decisions, either not taking a decision or taking a decision. So whether you have let other people rule your life, or whether you have taken certain decisions, it's all because of what you have created in your life. So stop blaming. The first thing I say in my book, Devi to Diva, is to stop blaming other people. Okay, stop the blame game, because that is the most disempowering. It keeps you in that victim mindset, and then you're only blaming other people and saying, my mother-in-law did this, my husband did this one did this one, that one did this. But that just keeps you stuck, so you can't move anywhere if you're blaming other people. Instead, if you say, okay, I brought myself to where I am today, and I can get myself out of where I am today, and take responsibility so that you can move on from where you are and go where you want to be. Then get clarity. After that, get clarity on what you want in your life, what you want to achieve with your life, where you want to go, what kind of role model you want to be to your children, to other people in your life, and then start working towards that. And it is always possible now. With the internet, you have absolutely no excuse. You have access to everything you could possibly want, the mentors, the education, the courses. So it's not difficult at all. Unlike for our parents who didn't have all these resources, right? Today we have no excuses to not make something of ourselves. So I really feel that's the biggest thing that we have to face. That we have to get out of that victim mindset and get into an action mindset, get into the thing of responsibility mindset. Taking responsibility. So that's it. And that's
Great.
what helped me basically get out of my own grief and help me heal. What I would say is, don't try to do everything on your own. Don't try to solve all your life problems on your own. It's not going to happen, because we all have a limited way of thinking. We need to learn new things. Open your mind up to new ways of thinking. Go to mentors, go to whatever, like meditation specialist, practice some form of healing, some healing modality that will help you overcome whatever stuff that is keeping you down. All the negative beliefs, the false beliefs that are holding you back. Overcome those. So take help from other people. Don't try to do it all on your own, because you won't be able to do that. You need help from others. Create a supportive environment of people who are encouragers, rather than people who pull you down and are mean to you, or say negative things. Avoid negative people, absolutely, especially when you're trying to move on with your life. Completely avoid negative people, because they are not going to be of any help. When
So
you are on getting on with your life and you can deal with that kind of thing, then fine, you can bring those people back into your life or include them. But first, when you're getting on with your life, avoid negativity, and stick to the people who are encouragers. Build a support system in your life. I would just say, uh, I'm not going to say believe in yourself. That is such a cliche, okay? But I would say build up your self esteem. I would say build your self esteem, work on yourself, because that's the best thing you can ever do for yourself. Whatever you do in your life, like I said in an interview recently, your business, your life will only grow to the extent that you do. So you have to grow first, and your life will grow to the extent that you do.